Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch Thanks to Scoot, episode 560. Hope you can come along this great journey today. 40 episodes from 600, what a great achievement. 14 years of TV, we're still here thanks to Foxtel. Big show today, tell you who's on it. Diane Begg's coming in to talk about cars and the Canning show coming up in November. Die Wilcox is here about inspiring women as she always does. We'll talk to her very soon. Hello Di. Later on, we're also going to talk to Brendan Mertson. He's going to talk about TV. Tony Slater is a great author. We're talking to him. And we've got more. We're going to talk diabetes. We're going to have fantastic music acts and tell you how you can win a fantastic trip for two to Singapore flying Scoot. We're out of here. Big show. Here it starts.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh.
Thank you, Scoot, for letting us make this wonderful show every week. Di, we've got a fantastic opening act today.
We do. We've got Siobhan Cochin and she's singing an original song called Skin.
Here she is.
Wake up the same way, same clothes, different day, but it feels like I'm wearing somebody else's skin, 'cause I hated the skin I was in, so I decided to become a new person, one I actually like, blue eyes and a decent smile, and they walk like the world is turning for them. Oh, I wish I could keep this skin I'm in. But it's only a temporary fix that I got used to so easily, and it feels so good to not know who you are and not worry. If you need me, I'll be at the bar drinking all my pride. If you needed me, so damn tired and uncomfortable, hunched over at the dinner table, and it's as if I'm looking into the eyes of strangers who somehow know my name but don't believe any other word I say. Where do I begin? I hate this skin I'm in. But it's only a temporary fix that I got used to so easily, and it feels so good to not know who you are and not worry. If you need me, I'll be at the bar drinking all my pride. If you need me. Well, I'm stuck here, aren't I? Well, we all are, right? Will you meet me tonight? Same place, midnight. Well, I'm stuck here, aren't I? Well, we all are, right? Will you meet me tonight? Same place, midnight. But it's only a temporary fix that we can't get used to. So we'll just suppress our feelings like we always do. There's no use in losing sleep over something so damn small. If you need me, yeah, if you needed me, if you needed me. give me a call.
Wonderful young performance by a very young girl, and she'll be back very soon on the couch. I'm sure we'll have another great performer at the end of the show. Die Wilcox is inspiring young people just like that performer. Di, you've got a great new segment today.
Hi, Fred. How are you?
Great to have you on the show. Thank you.
Look, it's lovely to be here today. And today I've brought a special guest in with me because one thing I want to try and do, Fred, is really encourage young women to aspire to be the best they can be. And I want to see more and more young women becoming entrepreneurs and seeing what difference they can make. And in my travels, I came across this gorgeous young lady. This is Aston. And Aston is the founder and creator of Artist Clay. Welcome, Aston.
Hello, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for coming in. I was really excited when I saw your product, particularly because, and you can tell us more about it, but I was really excited because it was organic, natural and Australian made. Do you want to tell us what it is?
Yeah, so I have two products that I designed, created and manufacture myself. There's the Vada Face Exfoliator and the Ascilla Body Detox Exfoliator. They're made out of organic natural ingredients that are low processed or no processing takes place. And they're chemical and preservative free, so they're really good for you. I've made these products because I was using high-end sort of skincare products from the main cosmetic houses since I was about 15, and they felt really beautiful on my skin, but over time I realised that they just weren't really that good for you when you start to investigate the back of packages and read the labels and the ingredients.
It is. It's scary what's actually inside of these products.
Yeah, they can be quite harmful.
It must have been quite a bit of hard work for you to actually get this started.
Yeah, it was a challenge. I think for any entrepreneur will tell you that starting your own business is challenging, and you find out a lot about yourself when you overcome those challenges. So the ability to grow as a person has been amazing. Yeah, it's a great journey.
Have you come across some major obstacles and challenges along the way?
I have. I think the most challenging part of this was the internal belief in yourself.
That you can do it.
Yeah.
I think that's a self-doubt that lots of people have, you know, that self-doubt of, oh my goodness, can I actually do this?
That's so
but
true.
have you set a big goal and you're just heading towards that big goal?
Yeah, I have. The first thing that I did was get a mentor. So I looked for someone who I respected and someone who'd done it before. Not necessarily in the same industry, but someone who could help you get through those challenges and tell you that it's going to be okay. So if anyone's interested, definitely get a mentor. My big dream, though, is to take this globally and to sell my products across the world. So
How are you selling it at the moment?
at the moment, I sell on Facebook and Instagram. They're great platforms for any up-and-coming entrepreneur because they're so accessible. And I've watched a lot of companies grow on those platforms, and it works really well.
That's fantastic. So what the next step for you, once you've gone from Facebook, Instagram, do you want to get them into stores?
Yeah, so basically it's wholesale. I do have a few stores at the moment, and I also sell at local markets, but I'm looking for large retailers.
So for a young girl who has that self-doubt but also has a dream, would you tell her to go for it, or what advice would you give her?
If you're passionate about it, then definitely go for it. I often say if you would do a business, even if you won 20 million in lottery, and if you'd still be doing it afterwards, then go for it.
Actually, that's great advice. Have you ever said to yourself along the way, though, I don't know if I can do this?
I have said it, but not necessarily believed it.
Okay, so that's the big difference.
There's always
and you
been
just
some
keep
doubt.
pushing yourself.
Yeah. Every time you overcome a hurdle, you realise, wow, it wasn't so bad after all, and you just keep going.
And you never look back, you just keep going.
just keep going.
I love that, and congratulations to you for what you're doing. Well, I've actually written a poem that I gave a copy to Fred. Fred, have you got your copy over there?
Let me have a look. I can't see it on my... Oh, it must be this one.
I did
wouldn't be
make
this
it
small
rather
print.
large for you, Fred, just to make sure you didn't miss it.
Look, I couldn't possibly miss it, even if it was just on my desk and it took up most of my desk, but it looks really inspirational.
It
Did
is,
you write
and,
this
and
yourself?
it is a poem I've written, and the reason I've written this poem is it's
Yep.
what I want all young women to aspire to be. So have I got a couple of minutes to read it very
You've
quickly?
definitely got it. Go for it.
Okay,
Look into
beautiful. So
camera
it's called Be the Girl, and I actually wrote this for, I've got a 17-year-old daughter myself, and this is my hope for her. Be the girl who's beautiful because she sees beauty in others. Be the girl who rises by lifting others, not by putting them down. Be the girl that looks in the mirror and is thankful for what she sees. Be the girl that always points out the positives when everyone else is complaining. Be the girl who's fearless in her pursuit of making her dreams a reality. Be the girl who believes that a difficult road will lead to a beautiful destination. Be Be the girl who's happy to spend time on her own but always makes time for the company of a true friend. Be the girl who's independent and self-sufficient so that it takes an extraordinary person to come along and share your life. Be the girl who has her own voice and isn't just the echo of others. And be the girl that recognises happiness even in the smallest moments. Be the girl that is the reason somebody smiled today. Be that girl.
Wonderful, Di. That is beautiful. How
Well,
long did
something
that
I
take
look
you to
back.
write?
Actually, you know, it's been in my head for a little while, Fred, but it's something that I make sure I look back on and aspire to as well. You know, you have to keep looking back and reminding yourself.
Question on the spot for you.
Yes.
Why are you so passionate about this topic?
I'm so passionate about this topic because, the first one was I myself was in a terrible marriage 10 years ago, and I realised I'd put myself in that situation from very low self-esteem. And as a teacher working with young people, I see self-harm, cutting, suicide, and these are beautiful girls with so much potential, and I want to bring the potential out of those young women and say, you know what, don't hurt yourself, love yourself. Look what Aston's doing, you can do that too. You really can pursue a dream.
And Aston, do you think maybe down the track you might introduce some male products? I mean,
I'd love to.
Not that I need any.
don't
I
need a
probably couldn't
drop.
be your model. You need someone with bad skin, say our floor manager maybe. But it would be good for you to maybe go into men's products as well.
Yeah, men's products.
Have you thought of going to Shark Tank? Have you heard of Shark Tank on
I
Netflix?
love Shark Tank. I watch it
reckon
religiously.
you should apply online because you get free advertising if nothing else, because I think you've got the inspiration, you've got you're dynamic. I hope your products do really well. Where can we get these again, these wonderful products?
You can contact me through Facebook, through Instagram, or
There it is, it's up on screen
Di's
right
website.
now. DieWilcox.com, that is the website that Di didn't. I didn't think you gave that out, but DieWilcox.com if you need to get a hold of Di as well. There it is on screen right now, DieWilcox.com. Thank you, Di. Thank you for
Thanks,
coming in
Fred.
today, and thank you to Aston as well for coming in, and good luck with the products.
Thank you.
And any time you want to model for your
Oh,
products,
cool.
please contact me. Now, can I just tell you about something else that's wonderful is our Facebook page. Now, you would have noticed if you go to thecouch.com.au, it redirects to our Facebook page, folks. Now, the reason that is we're making a brand new website. We may even have a few colour changes on set. But because of that, we've redirected all our traffic to Facebook. But we would love you to follow us. Every week, tell all your friends, the Couch episodes are on our Facebook page, as well as everything else that's happening. You'll see all my fantastic photos that I post out and about. Now, also, this month, this July, we're giving one lucky person, that's 2 tickets to Singapore. One lucky person that comes from liking our Facebook page or our Instagram. If they follow us on Instagram, I'm going to pick one lucky person to come into this very studio, and thanks to Scoot, we're going to give them a chance of spinning the wheel, spin it to win it, and you will be able to win 2 tickets to Singapore flying Scoot anytime you like until next year. So do that. Go on our website, go on our Facebook page, go on our Instagram, follow us, like us, send me an email with the code word Scoot if you don't have Facebook and Instagram. Send me an SMS. Do it now because we're giving real prizes away thanks to Scoot, and we're looking forward to that. All right, that's our website. Let me introduce somebody else that's on the show today. He's not doing Facebook or websites, but he is doing great books. Tony Slater, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks very much, Fred.
Nice to have you in the studio today.
Yeah,
because
nice to be here. Thank
you've written 3 books, but I want a little bit about your story, because you weren't originally going to be an author, you were going to be an actor. How did that happen?
Yeah, well, always fancied being world famous. Who doesn't, I guess? So I trained to be an actor, and I studied very, very hard and very, very long in England. And it wasn't until after I graduated with my degree in acting that I realised that I was crap at it, unfortunately.
What sort of stuff were you crap at? What made you think you were crap?
Just the
What weren't you good at?
the casting myself into a role. I could never really sort of absorb myself. I was always thinking too much about the audience. So there's a little voice in my head saying, you know, sit up straight, or look, you know, make a certain expression or something like that. And people who really want to act, they tend to be very, very good. There's a lot of them out there. They've got a lot of dedication, and they've got a chance, and I didn't.
So how did you fall over the writing? How did you happen to do that? Did someone see you writing something or read something and say, you're good?
No, actually, because I write travel books, and I write about crazy adventures that I go on and I live, and I don't always live them very well. I come back barely alive, and I write about them.
Now, are your travel adventures done at a certain budget? Are they real stories, I'm assuming?
Always, they're all
you?
true. All
They're
true.
all true.
They've all been on a budget because I don't have sort of $1 million backer
So
or
you're
anything like
like
that.
an everyday person
Yeah.
travelling, for those people who aren't rich but are middle class and also not well off.
No, I began backpacking and I never stopped really. I pretty much still live out of a backpack even now. I'm married, no children yet, but my wife and I still live out of our backpacks. So yeah.
So tell me about you've done 3 books already. Let's go through them more. Tell me about the first one.
Well, the first one, That Bit Ate My Pants.
Yep.
Basically,
That's the one we've got here, isn't it?
That's the one, yeah.
It's on screen right now. So tell me about that one. What's that about?
well, I went to Ecuador. This was my first attempt at travelling. I'd never travelled anywhere before. I was in a bit of a rut back home, and I thought I'd be some adventure. So what I did is I booked 3 months of volunteering in an exotic animal refuge in Ecuador. And I spoke no Spanish, and I'd never worked with animals. So I had bitten off a little bit more than I could chew. And so I went there, and I had no idea what to expect. And over the course of my 3 months, I was bitten by a crocodile. I was shot at several times. I blinded myself. I was electrocuted. I was attacked by a jaguar. I chased an escaping bear up a tree, which was kind of nerve-wracking because, you know, it was bigger than me and it was up there. So basically when I came back, I told these stories as you would to absolutely anyone who would listen. And people said, you should probably write a book about that.
So what made you do the second book? What was the second one about?
Well, after I'd written the first book, it sort of took off, and I started getting a lot of emails saying what happened afterwards, you know. And I thought, well, that's a damn good question, really, because what had happened afterwards is I'd written a book and then sat there wondering what happened afterwards. So I thought, well, I'd better do something else, really. So
what else can be biting you, eating you?
Exactly. So I did a bit more volunteering.
Run over by an elephant, maybe.
Well, funny you should say that. No elephants, but I had some embarrassing incidents with a monkey, and I did at one point. I was dangling a water buffalo from a tree.
It didn't take your banana.
No. It smashed up a nice little restaurant.
I've got someone trying to ring us now. Keep talking about your book because it's really interesting. I think one of the printers wants to know where they can get you from. There you go. Oh, there you go. It's actually Malcolm Turnbull. I've told him not to ring me.
Oh, that guy.
No, hang on.
Again?
I'll just take the call.
It's the third time.
Malcolm, can you not call me? I know the election was yesterday. You just have to take the result. All right? Thank you.
Buy my book.
We'll send him one.
We'll send him a free copy.
Tell me about the second book.
Yeah, I went to Thailand. That was basically what I decided to do. But first I joined the army in England. And then I took 3 months of leave to go to Thailand to do a bit more volunteering with animals. And I never came back. I stayed in Thailand for a year. My army sergeant was very, very unhappy because I was AWOL then for a substantial bit of time. But yeah, I missed my flight home and I stayed volunteering with dogs and cats in Koh Phangan in Thailand, a little tiny island famous for the full moon parties. Yeah. Loved the lifestyle there and basically...
In between, when did you meet your wife and all your travel adventures? Did she know about your travel disasters before she married you?
See, she kind of did because my next book was about Australia. So I was in Thailand, I was flat broke, I couldn't actually afford to fly back home to England, but I could just about afford to go to Australia. So I went to Australia. My sister was already there with her best friend, and they were planning a grand travel all around the country in a knackered old van that was held together by the paintwork, barely held together by the paintwork.
As you would in Australia?
Indeed. So I showed up, and they invited me to travel with them all around Australia, and we travelled together for 2 years. And about halfway through that time, I stole my sister's best friend, made her mine, kicked my sister out in Sydney and left her there. And then we carried on our travels, my wife and I.
So this is the last book that you've written now?
No, the last book is my wife and I went to Asia. We spent 6 months travelling around, went to Mongolia, went to China. We got chased by the machine gun armed police in China. Rode for a week on a Mongolian wooden saddle and did all these kind of basically exciting things there. And when we came home, that became the next book.
So tell me what the last book's called, the one we want people to buy now, the new one.
The one is called Shave My Spider. You'll have to read the book to find out why.
You don't want to give out anything that we need to look for. I bet a spider bites you in this one.
Not so much the spider biting me as me biting the spider.
Now, the books are available on, Amazon.
Yes, Amazon.
People can get them there. Do we have a price or are they all different?
They're all about $4 on Amazon for the ebooks. Well, that's for the ebooks. And the paperbacks are about $12.
And people can also go to your website, which is?
My website is tonyjameslater.com, or you can just Google Tony James Slater.
You've got some amazing stories. It'd be probably nice to get you back in and talk about some of the stories that happen
Absolutely,
to
I'd
Great
love
Adventure
to, yeah.
Disasters. Great Adventure Disasters with Tony. I think that works very well. Thank you for coming in
Thank you
today.
very much, Fred.
Please
Cheers.
look out for his books. Sorry about the Tony Abbott and Malcolm Turnbull thing.
always happens.
They keep ringing me. They just have to get over it. Anyway, we need to take a break. We're over it. We're coming back after the break with Brendan Mernson, who's never over TV. Stay tuned. You're watching The Couch, only on Foxtel. Well done. Thank you. Welcome back to The Couch here on Foxtel. And I was talking to Tony in the break, not Tony Abbott, Tony Slater, the author. They're going off to America, so I'm expecting some fantastic books to come back. So please do support him. He's got some great books. He's West Australian and he's doing a great thing. Somebody else that's West Australian doing a lot of great things is our very own TV expert, Brendan Mernson. Welcome back.
Expert, thanks for having me.
I'll shake your hand and make it official.
Okay.
Welcome back. Now, you've done 3 segments so far. How
this
are you
year,
going? How do
yeah.
you reckon you're going? Not bad?
I'm not sure. It depends on what everyone else thinks, I guess.
Well, I reckon everyone's watching the shows that you're talking about. You hope.
Hopefully. Well, the first thing I was going to talk to you about is
Yeah.
not a show specifically, but what's been happening with Eddie Maguire lately.
Do you know what? Before you tell me what you think, I have to say to you, I'm surprised he's still working at Channel 9 and also at Triple M. His comments, I think, have been sort of inappropriate. And I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that they haven't used him as an example to say, you're suspended for 6 weeks or 1 week or 1 month. Anyway.
It's been a pattern, I think. You know,
It sells television, it sells radio. And the point is, what point do you say enough? And it's not, personally, it's not only about women. I think generally those comments, we need to stop those sort of comments on any media. These people are influential people and people listen to what they say. And if you're being derogative about women, he's derogative about a lot of things.
yeah.
But that's his style. And everyone says, but that's his style, it's funny. Maybe in 2016 it's not funny anymore.
What I think is interesting with this is that if it was someone else, probably it wouldn't be such a backlash. But because he's got a history of talking like this, and it's kind of come at a time where AFL is putting money into getting a female team.
Give us some background into what happened. What are we talking about?
Yeah, so you can see a little bit of it here from last year. Is they were doing the challenge for charity where you go into the iced water. So Eddie was talking on radio, saying that he wanted the journalist Carolyn Wilson to be held under, and that he was going to give $50,000 to someone to keep her under. So
And then some people got involved and said, well, they'd pay as well to keep her head underwater,
Yeah.
and put her foot on her head and things like that.
So he is joking. He is joking. But the thing is, because it was White Ribbon Day the week before, and the AFL have just got that new women's team, it's just come at really bad timing. So Jessica Rowe has spoken out on Studio 10 and said that he said things about her in the past,
Exactly.
and
She keeps saying it every week
Yeah.
until someone watches Studio 10.
I actually really love Studio 10. I think it's a good show. It's like the most variety
I'm
television
a shareholder
kind of
of
show.
Network 10, and I wish they'd just cut that show. It's the most boring thing. They've only got like 40,000 viewers, and for a show like that with 40,000 viewers, where you've got a panel of people that you're paying millions for, I just think, get rid of it. Bring back the old Circle. The Circle was entertaining and fun, still hosted by women, which were wonderful. You could take all those hosts and put them on the Circle, but I find them reviewing the news, I find it boring. And Ida Buttrose, I'm sorry, but...
I'm sorry, I disagree. I love Studio 10.
I'm glad.
I love it.
I'm glad.
I think the morning show
Now I know
and
I can
the
bag
mornings
it.
with Sonia and David have just...
I agree with you
it's-
there too. I think all those
It's
shows
something
are boring.
different. I like the panel show. Like, I like having an aspect of everyone's different
Well,
opinions.
I
talking
agree with
about
you.
it.
It's better than those morning shows on 7 and 9.
Yeah. So anyway, so Jessica Rowe was saying that Eddie Maguire is like a protected species and that he shouldn't be. So that's basically what she said.
She's had an issue with him when he was the chairman of Channel 9 or the boss, chief executive. So she had an issue with him. And look, Carolyn as well, she works for Macquarie Media and she's on 3AW and stuff where I work with Macquarie as well. And she's a really respected journalist. And I just think all of this has been blown out of the water and it's ridiculous and we shouldn't give it as much energy.
Well, anyway, some happy news. A new Bachelorette has been announced for Channel 10.
Where's the good news again?
Her name is Georgia Love, and she is a presenter from Win News in Tasmania.
Oh, I think we've got some footage of her. There she is. There. She's a very lovely lady.
Yeah.
What's her background?
Well, she's a newsreader for Win in Tasmania, so I think Win is actually connected to Channel 10 in a kind of a way.
They
so
are.
this
They've
is
got
a
that
nice
new
little-
affiliate deal in the country, regional areas. They've dropped 9 and now they've got 10.
Yeah.
So we're hoping that she'll do well. She's the Bachelorette.
Let's hope she finds love. So that should be shooting now or soon and be on the end of the year.
Would you like to be the Bachelor?
No. I actually worked on The Bachelor last year in
remember.
production. Yeah, it was very interesting.
Was it good? Is it what we see, or is there a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes?
There's a lot of stuff that happens, but yeah.
Maybe that's another show.
Maybe. Well, there's
Secrets
actually a
of the
show
Bachelor.
called Unreal on in the States, which is about what happens behind the scenes of The Bachelor.
It'd be good to see stuff like that. I reckon it'd be more entertaining than watching the real show.
Yeah.
Maybe if they do some cooking behind the scenes as well, people will watch it.
And some renovating too.
I
Yeah.
reckon you're right. Anyway.
So The Briefcase was also another new show that started last week. Did you watch that?
Oh, hang on, I'll just go and brush my hair. No, I actually did. I have to tell you, and I'm not disagreeing because I watched the show because I want to give it a go. But what I found about The Briefcase is, I'm sorry if it probably ends my chances of getting $100,000. I would never give it to anyone else, because if someone's picked me as being suitable to get the $100,000, I'm keeping
Then
it.
you think it's yours. You've won.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the whole show, it's great. They've got these moral issues where people go, oh my God, Brendan's worse off than me. Let me give you 100,000, then you give me 100,000. To me, it's a great sympathetic thing, but boring television. It doesn't bring the viewer along. It makes the viewer feel guilty. And I tell you what, I don't think it's going to rate very well, but it was voted last week. Did you see it was voted the worst show on television?
I didn't see that, but I know there was mixed reaction on social media because people were saying, is it heartwarming or is it cruel?
What did you think?
Well, I thought it was both. It was nice that both families actually got $100,000 in the end, but they put them through torture in the beginning. The family with the farm, they weren't sure if they should keep it.
Yes, exactly.
The lady who had lost all of her limbs, it's like she's been through enough already. She shouldn't be suffering.
Gave it away. She gave the money away.
They both gave it away, and then they both gave it to each other, so they both actually got to keep it.
I would have just kept it. Well, I mean, what would you do, honestly? Would you keep the money if it was awarded to you because someone found you a needy
I wouldn't
person?
trust any TV show coming to me saying he's $100,000.
I would. I'd take it and go to Bali.
Yeah. I'll know that there was
Keep
going to
the
be
other
something.
99,000 in the bank. No, look, I think, look, people love it. I'm sure that people love it. I'm just sick and tired of these shows that make people feel guilty.
Yeah, I agree.
And I'm sick and tired of being rammed down the viewers to feel sorry for everybody.
They could have just given them $100,000 and said, here you go, change your
and
life.
then tell their story.
Yeah.
Make it like a Current Affairs does already when they rebuild somebody's house. But yeah, let's see what the viewers think. It's up to the viewers. And for me, I won't be watching it again. It's boring.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch Studio 10.
Okay. Someone that people are watching a lot of is Donald Trump, though.
The man's an idiot.
He is, and he's many things. But
he's popular.
He's apparently only running for president so that he can gather an audience to create his own cable
He's
TV,
got that audience
cable
around
TV
the
network.
world. Look, I think the man's an idiot. The comments that he made about the guns, the 49 people that died in that nightclub, I believe, he made a comment that if half those people had guns strapped to their legs, less people would have got killed. That's a stupid thing
He
to
wants
say.
to build a wall. He wants to make Mexico pay for it. He wants to do so many stupid things.
I
He's
wish he'd build a
irrelevant
bridge
now.
and get over it. Person and stay over and then build the wall after he crosses the bridge.
I never thought he would be president. I thought America would have more sense and vote for Hillary, but with everything that's happened in the UK lately, it shows anything can happen. So be scared, be prepared.
You've been very entertaining today. You got some top programs that we've been watching?
The top programs, of the week. So, it wasn't really programs, it was mostly sports. So it was MasterChef was the 5th and 4th most watched
Fifth
things.
and fourth, what was 1, 2 and 3?
At 1 million. And then State of Origin was 1, 2 and 3. The pre-match, the post-match and the game. So the game got 2.2 million. So.
Wondering, maybe we should go and watch Studio 10 in the break.
I think I will.
Okay, well, you do that. Looking forward to having Brendan back in a couple of weeks' time. Thank you for coming in today. Good job.
Thank you.
And always entertaining, even though we disagree on Studio 10, I still think they're wonderful people, just on the wrong show. Maybe the ABC. All right, let me tell you about Spin It to Win It, folks. If you would like to win yourself two tickets flying Scoot to Singapore. Now, they fly from Melbourne, the Gold Coast, WA, and everywhere else that they fly. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Tony. The SMS number is 0439 929 929. 0439 929 929. You can also email us. Just go to thecouch.com.au. The email and details are there. All we need is the code word, which is Scoot, nothing else but Scoot, your name and your address. Send it to me right now, anywhere in Australia. We could be ringing you to come in or talk on the phone to us while we do Spin It to Win It, thanks to Scoot. We've given away already one major prize last week. Unfortunately, Julian Souza didn't win, but we hope that you do. So please get into it because we're giving away 2 lots of tickets in July. And thank you to Scoot for doing that for us. Now, also, Showtime's coming up at Cannington, and of course, make smoking history Canning Show 2016. We've got the CEO here of CARS, Canning Agricultural, Horticultural, Recreational Incorporated Society Incorporated. I think I nearly got it right.
You nearly got it right.
Diane Begg, welcome back.
How are you, Fred?
Very good. It's nice to have you back because you've got a brand new newsletter that we didn't have time last week to talk about.
That's right.
Busy time at CARS, isn't it?
I'm pinning you, Fred. What are you doing to get ready for this year's show?
Well, do you know what I'm doing?
What you doing?
I'm slimming down because with all the people rushing through the gates, there won't be any room for me this year, so I'm going to lose a lot of weight so I can just fit in like this. I'll be squeezing in.
You're going to sneak under
Oh, no, I don't go under gates, but I will go over them.
Okay,
and I'll drive straight through the gate, but with, I'm going to slim down because I've heard, what are you doing promoting it so much that we're going to have that many people there? We don't want too many, do we?
All the fairy floss and the hot dogs, they might all be eaten before you get there.
Last year I had the best paella.
You did?
Right behind where we had our stand was a fantastic Spanish paella.
Yes.
And I loved it. And it wasn't too badly priced either. You've got great food.
Street
great
food is
weather.
Amazing. Yeah.
It is. It's incredible. The
Everybody
people
loves it.
I think every year that I've been associated, you've had new people come through. You've got fantastic
That's because they don't
music.
come back.
That is true, but that's a good thing because we've got no room for you this year.
Yeah, that's it.
But you've got the newsletter.
Yes.
Why do we bring this out for?
Newsletter's coming out this week. Really want to bring to viewers' attention that people who want to get ready for the show and exhibit at the show, they're all working hard. It's winter time, it's dark. They're working at home, getting ready for the newsletter. So we are running a craft and art workshop on the 24th of July.
So
now,
in a
this
few
is
weeks' time.
really heavily subsidised because what we're about is we're trying to bring the opportunity to learn the traditional crafts and skills of the show to the public. It's only $30 for our members, $50 for the guests. That might still sound like a bit of money.
It's not a lot of money.
But this is an option of either doing a tutored professional art class, which is painting, and that would normally cost about $200. Or you can have a lovely afternoon with the ladies who were here last week who will be teaching you the simpler paper crafts, which include scrapbooking and card making and origami.
Do you know what? It is a lot of fun. A lot of the stuff that you do at CARS, people don't realise you do a lot of workshops. These workshops are heavily subsidised because you guys pay for the fact that the community, you think that the actual workshop's worthwhile, so you guys subsidise it to give the community the opportunity to get involved.
That's exactly
Craft
right.
is amazing. Don't let us down at CARS and don't let Cannington Agricultural Society down because you know what? They put so much work into this stuff because they think you at home really like these craft workshops. So we want people to come along. 24th of July?
It is 24th of July. You have to RSVP before. And you have to book your place because it will be limited numbers, but it is guaranteed.
How do we do it? How do we just go to the CARS website?
Go to our website, give us a call, look it up on Facebook, just get in touch with us.
We'll give the website at the end, but it's CARS, it's on the screen right now, cars.com.au for everything. Anything to do with the Make Smoking History Canning Show, you need to get on there because all the details, it's always updated. Can they get the newsletter online as well?
Newsletter will be online as well. Also want to bring to your attention, we've got some new classes coming in the show this year. Now these are interesting ones because we've got a dairy class reintroduced. Now that hasn't been on the show schedule for a long time. But
is that milking cows?
Yeah. But here's all the simple things that you do at home and connected with dairy and you don't really think about. Make your own yoghurt. Now,
Really?
I make my own
Greek
yogurt. Yeah, make your
Yum.
own yogurt. You can enter that. Make your own dip, any flavour, 25% dairy base. So we make the old French onion and the various things in there. Make that, bring it in. See if yours is the best in Cannington. And also, a lot of people get into these kits. The foodies in particular would like to make their own cheese and make their own butter. Bring it in. We've never had these things in our show, or at least we haven't had them for a long time. Let's see if there's any interest.
Do you know what? I look forward to that. Is there any chance of doing my lap, the pole dancing workshop this year?
Well, there is a chance of it, but maybe let me think on that one for a week or two.
Thanks. I wore my best shoes as well. Anything else quickly you want to promote?
Other new ones that we've got a special sponsored photography class called The World of Bees.
The World of...
Oh, sorry, that's my accent. The World of Bees. Yes,
bees.
sorry.
Bees, that is, folks. Bees, if you're
Now,
wondering.
that's been sponsored by the WA Apiarist Society, and they've asked that we run the photographs of bees or anything to do with honey, anything to
Fantastic.
it. So if
Make
you've
your own
got an
honey.
interest in taking photographs of bees or honey and things, enter their classes, and they put up a couple $100. They're a not-for-profit organisation, the same as so many of
Sounds
ours.
good.
So it's $200 that they've gone and put up for the winner and the prize winners in those classes.
Now, the
So
show's going to be in November for those people who don't know. November,
the 4th and 5th of
only
November.
Friday and Saturday. You got time now to get involved with the show. Do we still need displays or people that would like to have their own food vans, or have we got that all
That's
tied up?
exactly right. And the
anything.
official launch
Yep.
is coming up in August.
Official launch for the show. Can the public get involved today?
The people, they certainly can, ideally for members, but it is a social night. We'll be talking about how to judge, how to volunteer, how to exhibit, and we'll have beans.
Cars.com.au. Beans means Heinz. I was going to say something else, but no. Thank you very much to Diane Begg for coming in from Cars. It is always a pleasure to have you. She's going to be back, and the Cars people will be back very, very more times before November, many, many times before November. We'll be back with more of The Couch right after this. Don't forget cars.com.au for everything. The newsletter's on there. Thank you to Diane. Thank you to Brendan. We'll see you after the break, only on Foxtel. Welcome back to The Couch on Aurora Foxtel. Back with us today is our very own master chef here in the studio, Nisha Seth, and she's got a great guest talking about diabetes. Over to you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fred. I like that introduction. I have Cheryl Westland, the Executive Director of Diabetes Research WA, on the couch. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Now, National Diabetes Week is coming up, and as part of that, a bit more awareness and education in regards to diabetes in general in the community, I understand.
That's right, yeah. What we'd like to focus on is the seniors more than anything, because what we find is that as people age, they often put some things that are happening to themselves down to ageing, and it's not necessarily the case. You might be feeling a bit more tired, or perhaps got some sores that aren't healing, maybe some headaches, some blurred vision, and that may be an indication that you're developing type 2 diabetes. So what we're recommending is that people get out there and have a check-in with their GP.
Wonderful, because I do know that, as you do get older, you hear a lot of people complaining about aches and pains. So what we're saying is that we need to actually be mindful that the aches and pains might actually be some symptoms or triggers of diabetes as well.
Because the best thing is that you could go along and the tests will show that you aren't developing type 2 diabetes. But if you are, you can actually prevent some complications. The thing is that sometimes people don't realise that type 2 diabetes is a very serious condition. We have the complications are very serious, and what we want to do is get people to check in and prevent that from happening. Yeah.
And with the stats, it's now very prevalent that there is an opportunity to reverse diabetes too, isn't there, if you catch it early enough?
Yeah, into the pre-diabetic state. Yeah, so I think if, it should be just part of our regular check at the doctors that you just ask for a blood glucose test. Okay. And that way you can check, if you're in the pre-diabetic state, you could, put some changes in place and stop developing type 2. So that's really powerful stuff. What a lot of people don't know, that we've got about 500,000 people walking around at the moment with type 2 that don't know they have it.
Really?
Yeah, and there's about 2.5 million that are pre-diabetic, and I think that it's just something that we should be doing. We should be going to the doctors
and
and getting
what are some
checked.
of the serious ramifications, just to, I guess, not fear, but create awareness for people how far this can actually progress?
Well, I think that with type 2, because it's a very slow progressing disease, that sometimes people will experience an episode. It might be a heart attack, or it might be a sore that doesn't heal on their foot, and then by the time they go to the doctors, there is some very serious problems.
And Nisha, don't mean to take over the segment like I did with Rachel, breach any contractual obligation. But can I tell you, I'm a type 2 diabetic, and you're 100% right. Only the problem that people don't realise is we get neuropathic problems. I can't feel my feet anymore. And the other day I must have walked on a prickle outside, and my foot was bleeding all over the house, and yet somebody else picked it up. I didn't even know. And I kept saying, what's all this stuff on the floor?
So you've lost the sensation.
Yeah, I lost the feeling in your feet when the nerves are damaged by sugar, and you can't get that back no matter what you do. They can mask it, but you can't get rid of it. And basically, you have to be really careful, because once you get a wound on your foot, like you say, Cheryl, if it doesn't heal, it becomes an ulcer, and you could risk losing your foot, your toe. So it's really, really, really important.
And I think that's sort of, if we can get people to start to think that it's a very serious condition, It's once upon a time people used to say, oh, it's a touch of sugar, you know, oh, don't worry about it, it's a new fad, and it's not. You know, we need to
cool
be
drink.
protecting.
It's food that we eat. It is sugar as well, but so many things have sugar,
Yeah.
and a lot of people need to be aware. If you've got problems feeling things, like even my hands,
Yeah,
I
your
lose
hands.
sensation. The heart plays issues as well. So yeah, just thought I'd throw my little
Yeah,
experience
thanks.
into
No,
it. It's a real
sorry.
one.
It's very
Sorry.
important. No, it's very important testimonial because I think you don't, like you said, it's slow progressing. So I think
Yeah.
people sometimes don't
Yeah.
realise that the ramifications it can have.
Yeah, so I think rather than us just sort of saying, oh, I'm getting old,
Yeah,
I'm a bit
yeah.
tired, you know, all these kinds of things, you know, we, we really shouldn't be, you know, we're, you know, we can age very well. these
It's
days.
good to hear as we get older.
As we
it's
get
not just
older.
age. But there's so much hope in research, isn't
There
there?
is,
So
absolutely.
you're Diabetes Research WA. So you're the arm that pumps the energy into research for future growth.
Yeah, that's right.
It's exciting. So
It's very exciting. We've got some great research going on in Western Australia, and I guess our sort of claim to fame, all of our money stays here in Western Australia. So we raise the money in Western Australia, it stays here for our scientists, our researchers who are collaborating worldwide. So it's sort of not only will the benefits come to WA, but it'll be sort of worldwide. So yeah, we're pretty proud. Yeah.
Wonderful. And you said this to me before, and I just want to share it quickly with the audience. When we were talking about research and the difference between, let's say, Diabetes WA and Diabetes Research WA, is every single thing from this cup on the table to my jeans, everything has had research behind it
That's
to
right.
make it how it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think it's really important that money is put into research because that proactivity is important as well, isn't it?
It is, absolutely. And it's easier than you think. You know, I know that there's a lot of people who don't know how to support research or how do they get behind it. And they often think, oh, I've got to have millions of dollars or, you know, I can't support it. But, you know, we sort of worked out a program where you can just give $5 and if I get, say, 290 people that give me $5, I can actually support one research project every year.
Brilliant. Okay, so
It's
it all
easy.
adds up.
It's just so easy. You know, you put your $5 in and away you go. So it's about being extraordinary every day. You know.
Beautiful. So just
Yeah.
tell us quickly, sorry, time goes so
I
fast, but
know.
we'll have you back on as
I've
well.
got so much to say.
But tell us where we can find out more information and to support the campaigns you have coming
just
up.
go to www.diabetesresearch.wa.com.au and we do have our little videos on there, so you can watch that. You can see how easy it is to become involved and help us find the cures that we need.
Beautiful. Well,
Yeah.
Shell, pleasure to speak with you today.
Thanks so much
Thank
for
you
having
your
me.
time.
Yeah.
We'll have you on
Thanks,
again.
Fred. Nice to see you again.
That's great. Well, if you want more information on Diabetes Research WA and how to support the great cause, you can also go to thecouch.com.au if you missed any of those details. But for now, back to you, Fred.
Thank you, Nisha. We'll have Shell back in a couple of weeks if she's available, because I know she's got lots to talk about, and we haven't seen you for a while.
No.
But you can keep talking about it in the break. We just won't see or hear it. But at least we're making the effort. Diabetes, take it serious. Both my parents had kidney failure, all caused by diabetes. There's heart issues. They're both gone now. If you don't want to lose your friends, their family, your loved ones, or yourself, listen to what Shell's saying. You need to research this. They need the money. Support it. Anything to do with diabetes, support it. Thank you. Now we support this break because it's paying for our diabetes research. See you after the break on the couch. Welcome back to the home straight here on the couch. We have got a big show next week. Please tune in because Chelsea Gibson will be singing on the show next week, and we're also going to be spinning it to win it with a home contestant. So please look forward to that in case I forget at the end of the show to plug it. But Nisha now is coming back with a great guest, talk about crowdfunding, a great project. She's got Ron Keshett with her, and it's over to you, Nish.
Thanks, Fred. Well, I'm going to use this and I'll give Fred the credit, but I've got a sesh with Kesh. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Now, Kesh, you've got a really exciting project that you've been working on. You're a musician and a sound engineer and quite an engine behind this. Now, it's a rock opera.
Absolutely
and I don't believe we've had any rock operas in Perth before.
That's true. As far as our research can indicate, certainly no original ones.
Yep.
There have been a few attempts of creating the famous ones like Tommy and stuff like that. But that's the first original production done in Perth.
Okay, so tell us about, I believe it's called The Dements.
That's absolutely right, yeah.
So tell us about, I guess first of all, for all of us who maybe have never been to a rock opera, what is it? What does it look like?
Well, it's very similar to a musical, but the main difference is that there's no dialogues. So the entire story, the entire play is played only throughout song. So just one big song, just like a regular opera, but the musical palette is rock and roll.
Okay.
So Tommy, Jesus Christ Superstar, The Wall, those are famous rock operas, so that's the style.
Okay, great. So you've got actors and performers, and you've got obviously people that also need to be able to play instruments as well.
Yeah.
So does it break out into, I guess, those instrumental components throughout as well?
Yeah. We've got this particular rock opera plays on both hard rock elements and orchestral elements. So we've got like flute solos and stuff that you wouldn't expect normally. So we're pushing the envelope a bit on that sense. But yeah, the concept of the show that we're trying to produce is a bit of a hybrid between a traditional musical and a rock concert.
Okay.
So unlike normal musicals, the band is on stage and they interact with the actors and the audience. But then you do have actors and dancers on stage giving it a feel of a normal musical with great dancing and wonderful scenes that they hash out and stuff like that.
Okay, and the Dements, tell me a bit about this. Is there a set storyline that you have? Yep.
Yeah, well, it's a very dark tale. It's a classic tragedy. Okay. It's about a twisted family named the Dements. And in its center, there's a powerful and successful man named Eddie. And he goes on this really dark journey where his life spirals out of control and he's forced to confront his inner demons and fight mental instability and eventually seek some road to redemption.
Very interesting concept, given our focus on mental well-being, and being able to go through that journey. At the moment, where did the story come from? Did you work on that yourself or with a partner?
Well, I had a writing partner named Gabriel Leffelman. He's also from Israel, like me originally. We actually started working on that back home, but it only came to fruition in Perth. And it was just us being inspired by like classic operas and Greek tragedies and stuff like that, and wanting to explore that through the medium of rock opera.
Wonderful, and I can sense your passion as you talk through it as well. Tell us a little bit about you. How since you were very young you were doing this. I've read in your brief here as well. So tell me a bit about your journey.
Well, I've been playing guitar since I was about 16, and I started with original music. After that, progressed to just being a session guitar player for labels, and eventually, what is it? So, is everything okay?
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking at you.
Awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
So I progressed to becoming a professional session guitar player and eventually moved to sound engineering and production. So I produced a lot of records for other people, for other artists. And ever since I relocated to Perth about 5 years ago, got into video productions. So now I do a lot of music video clips for other artists.
Beautiful, wonderful. And the other thing to note is that all your artists are WA local, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
Which is just great for the arts community here.
Yeah.
And you'll have a custom-made jacket on too, which I absolutely love. So
That's true.
supporting nice costume makers as well. So what are we looking for here? Because we do know that obviously any great performance requires some funding. Talk to us about the support that you're seeking, because I think it's a really unique performance you're putting together. So what do you need from the crowd?
Well, for the past 15 months, we've already produced the cast recording, and that's been recorded with full orchestration and all the actors involved, and that's already out there. So the album is ready.
Great.
What we're trying to do now to put on the show is to raise funds through crowdfunding, not only to get the funds that way, but also to see if there's a demand for such a show, because there was never one like that in Perth.
Okay, fantastic.
So we're sort of trying to prove to other producers that might get on board that the crowd is interested in seeing a spectacle like that.
Wonderful.
And through the crowdfunding, they can get the album, they can get pre-sale tickets to the show. We actually produced a documentary on how we created the album, because we've done it all in a living room, the entire recording.
Yep, lovely. And that's so unique too, starting off in a living room. I think a lot of great people like yourself have started off doing things in their living room and growing bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So excited for you. Where do people go to support you?
Well, if you just search The Dements on Google, it's going to be the first thing that comes up. We've got a Facebook page. We've got our official website, cashatworks.com/The Dements. Just search The Dements on Google. It's going to be the first thing that comes up.
Beautiful, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
I'm sure we'll see you soon again. You can come back on and talk to us about how it's all going.
Awesome.
Yep. But if you've missed any of that, guys, you can, of course, get the details on thecouch.com.au as well. And I hope you do get out to see it when you're out and performing. Thank you.
Great.
Back
Thank
to
you.
you, Fred.
Thank you very much, Nisha. Ron, can I just borrow your hat? I want it just to show that he's live on our set here. Oh, I look like J.R. Ewing from Dallas. Dead. No, look, it's all good. Well, he has passed away. I shouldn't make fun of it. Put my glasses back on because I can't read the auto cue. In fact, we don't have an auto cue now. I can see we don't have one. Thank you for watching the show today. Next week on the show partners, we've got Chessa Gibson performing for us. We've got Hilary Radowick coming in to make up a homemade broth. That, remember when you were kids, Mum used to make the chicken broth? It would always solve all your problems. We're going to be doing that. We're talking to a great author, and maybe we'll see a couple of the bitchin' people back as well, if we're lucky. If we run out of time, well, you know what? I'll still be here. Nisha will be here, and all the gang will be here from the couch. Thanks for watching. We're going to leave you today with a wonderful young talent. She's been waiting since last week in the corner. We've just taken the drape off her. Tanika Paverell. She's singing a beautiful song called Think Out Loud. It is, of course, Ed Sheeran's song. Thank you, Tanika, for waiting a week. She still looks the same age. See you next week, Australia. Thanks to Scoot. This has been the Couch 560. See you next week.
When your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet, will you mouth to remember the